Okay. Hello. We are live. Finally, public. We've decided to show our faces in public, or at least I have, because I don't go live as much as Bella does. And I don't think, Simone, you haven't been in the public eye for a while either. Hi. It is the 3rd of June, and we wanted to come in and we wanted to share what's alive for us in the world of Unlock Your Design. We wanted to tell you about the free things that we have, the containers that we're opening, just to get you, I want you to be abreast of everything we're doing. Because a lot of the reason why we aren't live and in public is because we're spending so much time in our containers, because that's where all of our time and energy and effort goes into, because we're showing up for the people that are in our containers. And and then creation on the side of that too. So everything that needs to be done when we're not with our community in the containers. So anyways, hi, we're excited. Simone, did you want to say anything or share your excitement? I'd love for you to bring your liveness into this.
Yeah, I'm so super excited about June. I can hardly stand myself, because it's really the culmination of something we've been, talking about maybe since last year. I kind of think maybe last summer even. And so it feels like, this great blooming, and I'm super excited. So we've got so much in store for y'all. Do you want me to launch into any of that, or do you want to
go ahead. Go talk about the
I'll launch.
This is the great blooming. It's the event, guys. Event. This is the event.
So when we shifted gears in the inner circle, we were so excited about the creativity, and we were listening to everyone, and we were like, okay, how can we meet the time frame needs of life for everyone around the world, like Australia, Europe, wherever. And so we had this plan, and we were going to shift it up. But that what we realized, and the feedback we heard, was that people liked us having one day and one time, because even no matter what, they could rely on us. So we're shifting back to that. So we're going to be live with all of you on Mondays. So that's super exciting. And so you can count on that. We'll be dropping content or coming live with you on Mondays. And even more exciting is that we are launching into some foundational core material. Bella, do you want to share about that? Because this is really, you're in this part, you're the top of our pyramid, and you are the leader in this. So you want to share what we're going to be doing?
Yeah, first of all, I want to say foundational doesn't mean that it isn't deep. For me, foundational is deep. And if we think about the hexagram structure and that first line, the first line of the investigator, it's really deep. It goes deep. It goes down into the basement, and it comes up with like a new creation. And for me, the foundational material is like that, is to go really deep. It's to go into the physical. It's to go into our bones and really learn human design and Gene Keys from the inside. It's not like an coming in your head and then you kind of know the theory. It's really, for me, the foundation is about living your design. That is the course when we go through the centers and we understand what's true self, what's not self. The strategy and authority is like, how can you live life with more flow, and how can you use your energy in a way so that you live a life that where you feel in flow, where you feel happy, where you feel successful, where you feel satisfied. So if like all the theories don't have, like, there's no value in them if you don't know how to live your design, if you don't know what is your true self, and if you don't dare to step into it. So for me, the foundational material is about living your design unapologetically, coming into who you truly are. And I often get surprised that some of those like basic things are not even clear. And then of course for us is the whole thing about bridging the gap between Gene Keys and human design, because this doesn't exist in Gene Keys. So the fact that we are using the foundational material of human design and we're bringing in the frequency band of the Gene Keys, which gives like really so much more meat around the not self and the true self, because we can see the challenge in the shadow, and we can see the creativity in the gift, and we can see the essence, the perfume in the city. So really to have that richness around those concepts that sometimes can feel like a bit, square and rigid in a way, strategy and authority and this center and that center. And, so yeah, that's that's what I see the importance of it, and also the richness of bridging the gap, and including as well, I guess, our experience of what it is to learn about this and be on a journey, and still the challenges of falling into the shadow and the not self, and then coming back into sovereignty, because all this is about sovereignty. And sovereignty is the sacred marriage between awareness and embodiment. Awareness is more like spirit, it's more the masculine, it's more eros, it's more, going forward in creativity. And embodiment is the soul, is the love, is the humanness, is the feeling, is the emotions. And we want to take both these and become whole human beings in our feminine, in our masculine, in our soul, in our spirit, in our dark, in our light. So we are so much about bridging the gap, which is actually the same thing as union, as unity.
Yeah. You never said that before, Bella. I mean, we talk about the importance of awareness and embodiment, and you put them together and said that is what sovereignty is, and that makes sense. And I've always struggled with, what's sovereignty? Is sovereignty where you're like, you have boundaries and it's like, stay like, this is me and my bubble? It's like, what is sovereignty? And it doesn't mean that you're excluding anything. You can still unite, but you're like, you have the awareness and it's like embodied in the body. You're not like outside of yourself searching to cling on to somebody else. There's like not codependency happening in sovereignty, and so you can have relationship and partnership with that. I think that's so important. But I love that was your like definition for sovereignty. I've never heard it explained like that, but it makes sense for me. Yeah. I'm gonna differentiate the different containers that we have, because I really want you to have clarity on like what we are offering and how to come in. So I'm gonna use visuals as like representative of our containers. So like this is a citrine, but this is BBD. So we have BBD, and this is what we're doing, business by design, right? And a lot of you knew about the masterclass that we had that was called Quantum Prosperity, that we introduced BBD in. And so now we have like 55 people in BBD that are taking this year-long immersion with us. Well, what is happening with BBD is that it's sectioned up into 7 different courses or modules. And so everybody in BBD gets all of them, and they're going live with us. But we have these things, these 7 modules separated, and we've already done the Eternal Glow. That's already in the Academy. If you felt like, I can't commit to a year or I can't pay that price, Eternal Glow is in the Academy right now. We are wrapping up Everyday Brands. That is in the Academy right now, able for you to purchase as well. If you want to know about strategy, authority, and about Everyday Brands, which is part of the business brand Merkaba that we created, that is going to help you in your business. All of these are helpful for your business, whether you have one or not. It's soul work too, so this is our business by design container. Did you guys want to add anything about this particular container for people who aren't familiar or whatnot? Again, you can purchase the individual things. You just go to academy.unlockyourdesign, and it would say like BBD everyday brand or something like that. So
and we have people who are really creating their businesses, but we have people who really just want to align with their own Merkaba. And so whether you're doing it because you have a business, or whether you're doing it because you want to just align and live your Merkaba, this is a place for you. So whatever your motivation is.
Yeah. Did you want to add anything else about business by design, Bella, in that container, or about the Merkaba or business or soul work or whatever it is? What's important?
Yeah, the stepping stone. So the sacred union and inner sovereignty is the stepping stone to this. So when you have it in yourself, you can start to actually travel to other dimension and manifest in the outer. But it really starts from the inner. So I would say that business by design require some previous work if you really want to go deep with it, because it wouldn't, if you haven't done the inner work to really fly really vast, you might do more damage than good. So there is responsible in this. This is setting up, this is the outer manifestation of the future that we're seeding in this course. So I would say this is really like a commitment to yourself and the world if you feel like this is something for you.
Yeah, this is kind of akin to the Pearl sequence in Gene Keys. We do go into every single sphere that is in the pearl sequence, and other sequences. So it is something that you can do as a supplemental to the pearl sequence. But again, if you haven't done the activation sequence or the Venus sequence, especially the Venus sequence, then the pearl sequence is going to just bring you right back into the Venus. It's like if you can't access that sovereignty and that altruism, then there's a portal that opens up that just plops you right back down into your Venus, and you think you're doing pearl work, but actually you're doing Venus work. And it's interesting that I picked up this crystal first. I was like, oh, this is BBD, because guess what? All you guys want to go into business first before you do any of your personal work. And we oftentimes see people trying to push their way into the pearl sequence. They're like, oh yeah, activation Venus, let me get to the pearl because that's prosperity. So, and citrine is all about like prosperity and abundance and attraction, but you're just going to attract more Venus work for yourself if you like, which is a good thing. I mean, you can't ever get the timing wrong. You push in there with your own agenda, and what's aligned for your soul is going to come no matter what, I believe. Okay, the next container, so BBD, the next container we have is, I don't remember, I think this is Celestine, and this is Portals of Deconditioning. This isn't really what, the crystals don't really represent our containers, but that's all I had in front of me. So Celestine helps you connect to the higher realms, and I don't really know what that's going to have to do with Portals of Deconditioning, but I guess I could look it up and it'll probably be correct. But do you want to say anything, Simone, before we go into pod?
Well, I mean, in pod, we're deconditioning all the programming so that we can reach the higher vibration of our soul selves. It's
higher self. Let's communicate with the higher self. Yeah, and bring it down into the body. Because what Bella was saying with sovereignty, awareness, and embodiment, those are like the two core pillars that we have in Portals of Deconditioning, and why we're doing what we're doing. Because without awareness, you're just like flopping around, like making decisions that might be like program decisions, like, oh yeah, I'll just do that because I've always done this, and you're just not creating new pathways in your brain. You're not deconditioning anything. You're just choosing the same choices. It's like, it's good to make mistakes, but make different mistakes every day. Don't make the same mistake every single day. That's hell. And maybe you're in an unaware hell. You're just like making the same decision, and your soul's like, what? There's another choice over here. You keep going through that door. Anyways, Portals of Deconditioning is another year-long immersion, just like BBD, separate containers. Portals of Deconditioning is a deeper version of the 64 doors. So if you've been on our Unlock Your Design website, last year, we opened all 64 doors, introduced you to the 64 archetypes. Now we're going deeper into these archetypes, and we are using that connection and relationship to them to decondition. Because if you spend a whole year going around the mandala, you're going to start to live those expressions or those archetypes. And instead of being influenced by them unconsciously, you're aware of what's coming into your field, and you're like, oh, okay, I don't have the 35 in my design, but when that comes into transit, I always choose the shadow expression, So this way we get to see what's happening in our lives and what's brought up for us and through us, so that we can start integrating these archetypes, because we have all 64. It's not just the problem I see people having is they just focus on their gene key chart, and they're like, oh, I'm going to go in here. Or they just focus on what's defined in their human design body graph. But that's not the case. Like, at some point throughout your life, you have each of these archetypes. So if you lived 90 something years, you're going to have lived the heroine, the 35th archetype, for 90 something times. Wouldn't you want to like take that time to master that energy too, and integrate it and have that higher expression? It's all about coming back into unity. All of these archetypes are part of one gem, right? Each face is an archetype. So when you start to integrate these archetypes, you start having the totality of that consciousness. It's not just like, oh, I have access to 11 archetypes because I have 11 spheres in my gene keys. No, you have 64. Get to know every face and facet of this diamond of yourself, and you have access to the one consciousness, to the one in yourself. And I think that's what I'd like to share about Portals of Deconditioning. Did you guys want to mention anything else, or clarification, or whatever it is wants to come through?
What I hear is enliven your aura. And what I believe that means is that it's all about life force. And it's all about becoming aware of those lower chakras. So Hara, for me, that would be the sacral, but it's also about the mutation in the solar plexus that we know is really quickening now towards 2027. So it's about, and of course, I guess the spleen is there too, and that's our fears. And then the root, that's the pressure and the survival. So all these things that are really being quickened by everything that's going on in the world, outer and inner. And what I feel is it's about learning to use our life, and deconditioning is learning to use our life force in a way that is more constructive and that is more aware. So that's what we are purifying in the solar plexus. We're becoming aware of our life force. What are you giving life to? Are you just using your sexual energy with friction and then spilling it out? Or are you learning to also circulate it up into the heart, up into the throat, which again is manifestation, like the pearl, prosperity. And also the third eye, like see something bigger, see a perspective that you haven't been able to see before. So that's really for me or Portals of Deconditioning. When I see the container, I see an enlivening of the Hara, which is actually an awareness of how to use our life force. And as you're saying, Ashley, the fact that we get to embody and play with all these archetypes, that's the playful way that we have learned to do it. But really, like Richard Rudd says in his book, The 7 Years on the Wheel, it's solve and coagula. You have to kind of dissolve your identity. That's why you have to identify fully with all these archetypes. And now we are in the 35, like play, adventure with all the archetypes. So then when the alchemy comes together, solve, you dissolve, and you come together again. It's a more integrated way that you come together as an integrated being that has, your animal nature, you have your human heart, and you have your creator truth. And then suddenly you become, the trivian being that we are here to evolve into. I don't believe that there is this like just, humanity dies and then the raves are coming in. No, it's really about ascension. It's really about being able to embody higher frequencies. And that's how we walk into the new world.
Yeah, and so beautiful. And what I would like to add is that in Portals of Deconditioning, I think it's one of the finest examples of bridging the gap that we have, journeys we've gone on with people, because it's not just Gene Keys, it's not just human design, it's also the I Ching, it's also astrology, it's also medicinal foods, based on the hexagrams and the PHS, and connecting that to um, uh,
The archetypes.
the archetype and the archetypes. And so we're really truly experiencing each transit from the cells out, like in from energy in, and it's really an in-depth look at the energy that we're in. And there's a real beauty and elegance to going through the wheel in this way, because one of the things that I really love is how in depth, how really understanding how the wheel, the transits move through that body graph. And just the depth that we're going in each transit has been absolutely dynamic and fun and enlightening and exciting. And what I love is that whether you want to go through the wheel with us for the whole year, or like Ashley was talking about, some people want to just go in with their Gene Key card charts and look at their particular transits. But another thing that might be exciting is, do you have a part of the year that something always happens a certain week? What's in that week? What transit is that? That may be where you want to just dive in and do an in-depth exploration with us through Portals of Deconditioning. So you can come in a lot of different ways that will support your experiment, your contemplation, your evolution, your journey as a human being.
Mm-hmm.
And it's easy no matter how you want to, participate or enjoy.
Yeah, it's just your level of commitment, the whole wheel or not. And like Bella was saying, the solve and coagula, each time you go around that cycle or that wheel or transit, it's the energy is getting purer and purer and purer, because that's the point of dissolving to coagulate, like when you boil water to purify it, to drink it. So anyways, so those are the two main containers that we have that we spend a lot of our time and energy and effort into. But we also have the inner circle, which is part of like also what we wanted to announce that you can be a part of. So like the inner circle container, it's just one of those like candle things. I don't know. The inner circle container, we have three, right? Three now. These are the three containers that we have. The inner circle is a place where we are for the rest of this year introducing that foundational material that Bella was speaking about. So we're going to go into strategy and authority first. We have already done that within the Business by Design container. So that is in there inside the Everyday Brand course that we have, but we're going through it again and having discussions and going deeper into that for the next, how long? How many weeks is this?
Until August.
In August,
End
yeah.
of August.
So basically, if you're in the inner circle, you have access to this, or if you don't want to commit to the inner circle and you want to just have this course and have it forever, you can purchase the course. So anything that we're creating within the inner circle, it's rolling content. So it doesn't stay in the inner circle forever. So if you join the inner circle, it's important for you to be present and alive and alive in each of those conversations, to come up, to show up. It's for now. The inner circle is for right now. It's a creator studio. It's collaboration. It's like lighting the fire in you right now. We're not here giving you the materials to light the fire in a year. It won't be there anymore. The materials are here now for you to get that foundational material. And again, if you just want to have the course and have it forever, just buy it. Otherwise, if you think I'm going to commit to this, I'm going to show up to each of the calls, like Bella was saying, Mondays at noon Pacific time, 3 p.m. Eastern, come and light the flame of the foundation of creation. I don't even know. Why is this flame here? I don't know. But that's what the inner circle represents. So we have strategy and authority that we're going into till August, and then we're going to go into the centers and every single center. And it, like Bella said, it's not just anything that you can find online. It's not like that. And if you are wanting to really be proficient and bring this into your business, like we know a lot of people in our community are already using Gene Keys and Human Design. This is what's going to keep you in integrity. If you don't want to go and do Human Design and Gene Keys through IDH or Human Design through IDHS, you can come through us, because Bella's certified in Human Design, I think Living Your Design, and she's a Gene Key ambassador. And I have a bunch of time experience. Like, I'm a 5/1. I investigated. I've got a lot of stuff under my belt as well. And obviously Simone is always going to be bringing in soul communication. She's going to be bringing in her magic, her mastery. And that's what we offer to the table, the bridging the gap between the two, and also bringing in that soul communication aspect to it. We have June announcements in the Unlock Your Design group, and in the Gene Keys and Human Design group that we also admin. So you'll be able to find the links for a lot of these there. And then we have one more thing that we'll mention and talk about that is in Simone's wheelhouse. If you want to take a little bit of time to discuss what you're bringing to the table.
So, well, soul communication is actually the feminine expression of the gate, the hex, the key. So we're bringing in that feminine embodied soul expression of what we're working on, which is new and cutting edge. And it is a co-creation, because when the feminine speaks, she holds us all, and she holds all parts of us. And you're a part of that, living the future now, when you participate in those soul communications. And the other thing I'm excited about is Tesla waves. So if you've been in the inner circle and you've joined some, you will hopefully be happy to hear that we will be having Tesla sessions the first Monday of the month, and we at 1:30 Pacific. And so we hope you'll join us for those. And they actually do support you in integrating the Gene Keys, because we're working at the level of the quantum level, and working at the level of DNA. So it will facilitate your process.
Yes. So like Simone said, we actually have 2 free things for you to participate in this coming Monday on the 7th. So Simone mentioned Tesla healing. Is it Tesla wave healing, or what is Tesla healing?
I just say Tesla waves.
Tesla waves.
Yeah.
He's going
So
to be
we're working at the level of energy, frequency, and vibration.
energy freak. Yeah. So that is going to be happening on Monday. We will stream it, but if you want to have the Zoom room link, you can register for that. That link again is in the Unlock Your Design group or the Gene Key and Human Design group. We also will be talking about strategy and authority on Monday. I believe that's at noon. Anyways, the details are on the page too. So we'll be talking about that, and then at 1:30 Pacific, and these are Pacific times, 1:30 we're going to be doing the Tesla healing. So a lot of cool stuff happening on Monday, and that is what we have for you in June. Yeah, Bella, is there anything that you want to add? She's still on. She's just grabbing something to eat because we are about to go into Business by Design in like 12 minutes. So we're gonna have to jump off soon. But I think that you're muted, Bella. So I can see that you might be talking, but I think you're muted. So, yeah. Okay. Well,
We're so excited to see you in the circle.
Yes.
Whether it's for the strategy,
BPD, Portals of Deconditioning, or we'll light the flame when you get in. The party starts when you get in here. So we'll light the flame when you get in there. When you decide you want to do it, we'll light a candle for you. So reach out if you have any questions about anything. Again, the announcements and the links and everything is in our group, so you have access to that there. But thanks for joining us, and we hope to be coming on more frequently. Maybe we'll do this before Portals of Deconditioning or BBD, since that happens Tuesdays and Thursdays at noon Pacific. So if we have time, we might pop in, say hi, bring us bring you guys some stuff and what's alive. But anyways, we got a jet. We got to get ready. So thank you so much. Bye, everybody.